right. Well, it's about 1 o'clock. Seems like a good enough time to get things started. Yep. Whew. All right. Well, hey everyone tuning in. It's Heath Foley again. I am continuing working on this commission I got from Tristan. So far, we've added we've sketched out the character, added flat color, we've added line work, and we're at a pretty good stage now to start adding some shadows. Make sure to like and subscribe to all my things. I'm on Twitch as Heathosaurus Art, Heathasaurus Art. And I'm also on Instagram at Art of HF, and on Facebook I have a page there at Art of HF as well. And on YouTube I am Foley1234, so hunt me down. And I'm posting all the videos after the fact on there if you can't tune in. I'm also planning on probably shifting the stream schedule once I get everything said and done after the quarantine. It's kind of calmed down. Seeing as the real world will commence again and I will have to return to a more normalized schedule. This will probably just happen once a week on Saturdays, maybe in the morning, but we'll see. If you guys got any comments or ideas on that, feel free to say something. So like I said, I'm working on shadows today for Mr. Tristan Whitley, who's been really cool being able to tune in stuff. I felt bad the last time I did this. He couldn't actually tune in, but, is what it is. Oh, that's the eye highlight. Okay. So, I'm going to get this down. Oh. Sorry, I'm working on my layers over here a little bit. This music's super weird. I've got this just on a YouTube playlist, so it may not always be working, or it may not always be good music, but at least it'll be something. I just want something fun and upbeat. Okay, so like with coloring, basically I just select out zones. So I think what I'd like to do is work on all the gold stuff. So we're going to select that all out, hide it. I'm going to go pretty dark here, but not crazy dark. Yeah, I need to change my flow down a little bit. A funky fresh flow. Just kidding, I have no flow at all. I'd like to think I do, but the truth of the matter is, no. Alright. It's actually been really interesting going between working digitally and working traditionally in this stuff. Because I've been doing those paintings on the side for funsies, which I'm trying to find a good way to kind of show those off and reveal them on here, but I think that'll just come in time. But it's been funny because I've been learning some things from working traditionally versus working like this. Both have their advantages, and I'm learning to like both for very different reasons. I'm pretty sure the carryover skills are going to be nice. Alright. Sorry if I make noises. I do this all internally, generally, and having a bit of an audience is getting me to kind of throw these noises out here that normally no one would ever hear. But, actually, you know what? This knee pad would probably be covered up to a certain degree. Clean up that line. Shadows are always fun to me because you start really implying a roundness to your character. Which is something I've gotten some credit for from sculptors, which is pretty cool to hear. Those guys, no roundness. Oh, yes. By the way, if anyone's got any comments, suggestions, questions, things like that, feel free to go to the comments section and or shoot me a message or something, and I'd be more than happy to give my 2 cents. I love talking about art and this kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? This would probably all be dark because of the angle. I'm using a soft brush right now just because everything's so rounded. I'm using the soft brush to kind of get the majority of it, and then I'm using the rounded, or the a hard erase line just to kind of chisel those shapes out. That would be a little bit darker. This absolutely would be darker. And I'll come back and do all these spikes in a minute here. As a general rule of thumb, when it comes to characters, I just kind of have an auto go-to light source for them. So with this, there we go. With this, a light source is always normally something up in here in this zone. That's generally where I'm going to keep it, because there's no reason not to. Yeah, we can darken all this up. Would it be dark? Maybe, maybe not. But for our sake, I'm just doing it short term because it makes sense and it looks good artistically. Yep. Oh no. Yeah, it's selected. Super weird. Why would it do that? Oh, alright. Well, fine. Be like that. The fun thing about working in Photoshop is it is a fickle mistress sometimes. And in that sense, I like to think that it's got a personality and like to blame it for things. And the truth of the matter is sometimes I just do dumb stuff. And Photoshop is a very intelligent program, and it's 100% my fault. In the same way you stub your toe against a doorway and want to smash it, kind of the same deal. Alright, the hands are going to be a little bit more of a custom job, but this isn't. So I know it. Oof. I know I said this is all going to be gold, and it is. But I'm just laying down some really basic stuff. I'm really going to chisel out that gold color in the rendering phase. So I'm going to go back down to my trusty circular hardline brush and start handling this stuff. Yeah, all these spikes are going to be fun to render. Also, I feel like I'm about to have a dance-off in a 90s movie. So we're going to be a little bit more intensive about the shadows here. Soften up just a bit. Things cast shadows. Shadows are so fun to work on too. Come on. There we go. Alright, irrational clown fear. So this is really creepy music. I'm changing that right now. Why? Why would you do this? Dear YouTube music, why are you playing creepy clown music? Get out of here. I actually read in a study. So my family has a long, sordid history with hating clowns. Starting from my dad, he just thinks they're creepy. And I read somewhere that there was I think it was like in Poland or in the Netherlands. It's one of the two. They did a interview with like 100 kids and asked them like, "Hey, do you like clowns?" And freaking like 99 of them said, "No, they're creepy. Get them away from me." That was like sweet, sweet music to my ears. Clowns are weird. You meet a really good one and you're like, "That's awesome. Good job, clown." But 9 times out of 10, nah, man, I'm not on board. I would love to get a professional, angry email from a pro clown. Although they can make decent money. I read something about that. Like, they can make like $51,000 a year, which is, I don't know, most of that stuff is generally on the high end. Just imagine clowns are happy to work for anything. Meanwhile, on Heath's Livestream, when he talks trash about clowns, then watch as an army of clowns descend upon my house. You know what? Do this because the finger angles down a little bit, but it also goes against the lighting source. One of my doggos clicked-clacked through here with their nails on the hardwood. Don't worry about that. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say this one probably. Actually, thinking about it, this is all downward facing, so this would all be dark in some format. So I'm just gonna pull this maneuver. Yay, I understand how things work, kind of. Not most of the time. Not for most of my life, as a matter of fact. Okay. You know what? I don't like this just being a flat color, so I'm going to add more. Also, if I start a sentence and just don't end it, I apologize. I was one of those kids who had attention deficit disorder. Not was distracted and they fed me with pills. Well, that is exactly what happened, but legitimately, I have a mental problem with paying attention, so I get distracted. So I apologize if that happens at any given point. I promise you, I'm not trying to forget things. Just get lost in the middle of the sentence. darker. I want this to come up with shadow. Starting to take shape. So it should be a really fun design to work on. Don't get me wrong, most of the time I'm doing character design, I'm having a great time, but sometimes you work on a character and you're just kind of like, okay, I do not care anymore. This guy's been a pretty big joy, pretty fun to do. Now, if you guys haven't tuned in yet and you're just randomly tuning in here, I'm drawing this guy as a commission for Tristan, one of our big fans of our Wander game. And Wander is a game about animal adventurers traveling across the lands, protecting people, and doing good stuff. Tristan wanted to make his own custom character. Now, in my mind, Wander doesn't necessarily have dragons or anything. I mean, technically it may. I think there's one, if I have the story down in my head correctly. But, yeah, generally kind of something we try to avoid. But, you know, it's a commission. Commissions can be whatever you want it to be. You want to be a giant bee in armor? Guess what? You're going to get a giant bee in armor, friend. I do not care. Well, that's a lie. I do care. I care that you like that your commission looks cool. I care that I did a good job on it. Alright. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Okay. Yep. I've been entertained during this quarantine when people tune in and they go, I don't even know what day it is. I'm like, we're all on computers and we all have phones, man. Like, look at that thing. Something feels a little off about this pauldron. Something about me wants to darken it, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna do it. Okay. What I think I tried to do a gentle transition here and it did not work, but that's an easy fix. Oh yeah. All right. What do I want to do ring-wise here? I don't know. Part of me thinks I should make it a little bit darker. There we go. Nice. I feel like the belt needs a little more. Oh yeah. That's right. Things cast shadows. Yep. Oh, and there's a little gold stuff back here. That'll all be dark. I'm just going to assume there's no shadow over there. Darken that up. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Just doing a little couple of adjustments because I feel some of this needs just a little bit more. Oh, hello, doggo. cauldron? Oh, yeah, it is. Alright. Well, I think that's enough shadows of that stuff for now. Let's work on... let's look on the white. Oh, I say white. In reality, it's a little blue, which kind of works with the overall. Now, I'm probably going to go kind of light on this. But, you know, we'll see. Because I guarantee you this stuff will land. And the idea is I'll go in a little light. I'm actually going to do a second layer of slightly darker, just to kind of help me. Actually, you know what? Forget this. I'm just using a hard brush for this. Just kind of like the control of it. And, you know. What's up, dry boy? Thanks, Liz. Dat drawing boy, dat art boy. Alright. This music's cute. Kind of feels like if a mouse was going on like a mouse who was an inventor, went on a little inspirational journey. Digital coloring is so much easier than traditional coloring. I swear to you. Just, you want a color to get laid down, you just lay it down. It's that easy. Big brush here and try and round out this bad boy. Go back to this one. Use my, let's call it quote unquote hard shadow. Ooh, that's gonna be dark. That's gonna be a different shade of dark. I feel like you'd come in here, make that a little bit more gentle. Actually, you know what? I'm going to very gently. Actually, no, I don't have to very gently that because that arm overlaps just a bit. I'll soften it up, but ultimately what I'm trying to do is separate that breastplate out from the armor, also known as armor. Just kidding. Ignore me. What do I work on next? I think I liked what I was doing last time when I was coloring this, which is, and doing line art, it's just choosing sections. So I've kind of finished the bulk of the armor, although, you know, kind of darken that up a little bit, but saturate it up too. Okay, let me see. I want to work on pants. Pants. Ooh, interesting. Selected out a lot of weird stuff, but I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. So first of all, let's pull what I know are going to kind of be softer shapes overall. That eventual gradation down. Then I'll start chiseling out hard shapes. Hard shapes. All right. Then, what is this? A wrinkle. I'm going to render down to it. Nice. Well, because this dude just said words, I'm pretty sure Facebook is going to come up and say your video has been muted. Because a guy said some words in a song that's free and we can't confirm it because it's not ours. Interesting. Those are different tones. Alright, well, forget it. Oh wait, did I just do that on the flats layer? I did, I'm dumb. That's okay, it's not the end of the world. I can adjust. We're gonna have to darken up that line work, and that is okay. I don't like how much he talks in that. Just kind of want noise. All right. Well. Oh yeah, I said I was going to do something. Oh boy. Alright, so we're going to notch that down to 5, and yay, I selected only the stuff I wanted to select. Alright. So now we're going to adjustments, hue saturation, we're going to darken that bad boy up. Saturate it, but darken it up. Yeah, that looks better. So ultimately, a lot of this line work I do gets turned darker and is almost black and white. But I don't know. I think you can tell just a certain degree. I think it looks good, because if it was all black, the problem I have is it just goes way too graphic. Like as an example. Oop. Like if I just made it all black, I'm just working on a comic book character, and a lot of details kind of get lost. Where it softens up. I don't know, I just dig the color. Maybe it's just me artistically liking it one way over another way and making a bigger deal out of it than I should. Alright. So let's do this. So even though I've got a light source coming from over here, things are still rounded, and they're still going to cast a shadow to a sense. They're going to, what's the best way to describe this? They're going to, it's almost like as something is folding in with perspective. Like if you look at the edge of a tube, it's going to look more saturated and darker than the light side of the tube, or the side of the tube that's facing you. I'm going to try and find a better way to describe it. I still think the tube or a pipe is like a good description of it. So basically, if you're looking at a pipe in perspective and you're looking at it dead on, like you're just holding a pipe, if you look at it straight on, even if the light source is coming from a different angle, there's still going to be a bit of a saturation, a bit of a darkness around either edge, unless the light source is coming from behind it or directly to that side of it, because of how it bends, and you are looking at more of the surface area in a more compacted visual space, and it gives it more saturated color. I always found that part interesting. Alright, I think there's some more, so I can do this. I'm sure there's a term or a phrase or artistic, some meaning or doodad to it. Just can't think of it off the top of my head while I'm drawing. I mean, this is all going to be dark to some degree, but I think I can kind of control some aspects of that. It's actually funny, with my painting stuff, like acrylic painting stuff, it's been a lot more super heavy graphics. Like I'm using a lot more black paint than I thought I would. I didn't think I'd end up doing that. I think I'd try and like really yield towards color, but no, black paint, man. I think there's something about the graphic quality of it all, of working that in traditionally. Alright, let me see what to work on next. What? I think it's this blue. That's what I want to work on. First of all, let's do a little soft rendering because it's fabric. Ooh. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna have to be kind of subtle with it. Yeah, I think I may need to soften that up a little bit. And honestly, there we go. That looks better to me. All right. Oh man, I completely forgot about his that's always a fun noise. Sounds like some weird stuff from Nier Automata. Nier Automata. I don't know how to pronounce it. That was a weird game to play through, honestly. Well, I say weird. I had a really fun time working on it, or not working on it, playing through it. Definitely gave up my save file at the end to help other players in that last little mission, which I thought was a really neat concept. I don't know, there's something just kind of cool about, like, a video game isn't necessarily this long-term thing you should worry about. It's like, if you could help other players by deleting your file, would you? Turns out the answer was yes for me. Plus, I think I got a couple of the good endings. I didn't unlock like a bunch of outfits and stuff, but it's fun while it lasted. So I'm laughing because my dogs go out and play out in the yard, and while I'm doing this, and I've got a little border collie mix and a pit bull mix. well, English Bulldog and American Bulldog mix. And they go out and play, but one's way faster, the Border Collie, than the other one. And so every now and then when the Pit Bull mix thinks it's an unfair fight, she runs back inside the house like it's home base, like when we were little kids. And he'll come up and run over to me just like, "Dad, did you see it? Dad!" Just like, "Get back out there. Put up your dukes. You'll be fine." She's so sweet, though. Oh, that's where it's going to prove a problem. Okay, well, we will work this out. Oh, man, it's like exactly the same color. Ugh. All right. I'll figure this out, I promise. I'm probably going to have to be a little tighter knit here. Oof, that's what I was talking about. Okay. Tighter knit, tighter knit. Oh, I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Jonathan. Not sure if he'll see or hear this or if anyone will even tell him, but I'll leave it as a fun little surprise. He is celebrating his 10-year sober anniversary. And I wish it wasn't coronavirus lockdown so we could like do something proper to celebrate it, but I'm super proud of the guy. It's not an easy thing, getting over an addiction, so super proud of him. I'm gonna just assume that would cut over like that. Alright, let's try and handle this, because I think that's potentially what it would look like. Yeah. Man, right after this stream, I've got some architecture work to do and a commission to paint. It's a busy, busy day. Yeesh. Oh yeah. This is facing away from the light, so it would almost all be dark. Oh man, I missed a spot. That'll happen. The fun fact is when you do it and it is a 10-foot banner that you get printed and bring to conventions and then stare at every day. That's the best time you figured out you've made an absolute mistake. Did I do that? Yeah, you're darn tootin'. Did I feel super dumb for doing it? Yeah, you're darn tootin'. Keeping it family friendly by saying things like darn tootin'. I don't know why. I always love this crisscross patternings when drawing sword hilts and handles. It's just so cool to me. I dig it. Oh, I wasn't even done with the dark leather too. It's fine. All right. Probably gonna have to make that darker thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make that darker. Image adjustment, hue saturation. There we go. That's a little bit more like it. Okay, so his pants, his shirt, his tabard, his armor, most of him is rendered in shadows. Nice. Ooh, I may get to actually do some rendering today. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, his friggin' sword. That's a thing. Maybe a little dark, but I think that's adjustable. Yeah, just a little bit. Nice. All right, now. Ooh, that's soft. I need a hard edge. There we go. Nice. Yeah. Giant whip sword. I find it entertaining because it looks like one of the most violent things in history. Although there are swords with really ferocious shapes, historically speaking. There's actually swords that had a almost like key-like ridges on one side that were meant specifically. They were called sword breakers. The idea was you get an enemy sword caught in one of those, and then you can either yank it away from them or break the sword. I thought those were super interesting. There was ones with ridges for, like, you know, like a serrated edge. They were just mean. Most of that, though, is just kind of for visual sake to be more of an intimidating weapon. The most effective weapon, as a matter of fact, was, I think, technically, a axe. Yeah, axes. Because swords were meant to just kind of bane people. Well, swords were probably one of the more elegant weapons that existed out there, but a hammer was meant to just bludgeon a guy in armor to death, like, you know, cave his helmet in and crush his head. Violent. And then there was axes. Axes are just mean. They're like a sword and a hammer combined. Oh, I was on the flats layer. Cool. I'll get it worked out. It's fine. Yeah, axes were mean. They had the penetrating power of a sword, or they have the penetrating power of a hammer with the malicious blade edge in there, meant for killing. It was mean. It was a mean weapon. There's a reason Vikings use them. Alright, let me see. So, I know with this dragon arm piece, basically my biggest concern is making sure that this bit up top has a good rigid line to it. Actually, you know what? Because of the pauldron. Yep. Alright. Basically, I just want to make sure that this part looks like it's an actual wing with a bone extension in it and has a good strong bearing to it. Did I get into creepy haunting music? Is that what just happened? Yeah, whatever. Nice. Woo! I feel like these wings are really unique because they almost have bends and folds like clothing, but they're not for sure. This maneuver. Oh my god. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna say that cuts over just a tiny bit. Okay, that doesn't look half bad. And just add a little bit more around the edges. Apply a little bit more of that roundness to it. Okay, now challenge time. Was it this creepy dude again? Nah, son, I don't want it. Get out of here. Give me a split second here, guys. All right, let me see, where was I? I was rendering scales. See how that looks. It's coming along, but it feels like I need to do more down here. I think my dog is sneezing in the next room. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. She's a big sneezer too. There's no subtlety to it. But again, my dad, he operates the same freaking way. I love the guy. He is the loudest sneezer in the history of the planet. So is my grandpa though, so it makes sense. Oof. All right. What's fun is in digital painting, you make a mistake, you kind of just go oof, Control Z it. Physical painting, nope. No, you messed up. You are screwed. Sometimes it's fixable. Not bad. All right. What about these two are bothering me? They're just sticking out too hard. Again. So tail's done, scales and head are done, the wings are mostly done there. All right, we're gonna try something. We should have some interesting ideas on how to handle certain aspects of this with the wings. You know, I just want to apply some shadows from, you know, the physical armor he's got on and things like that. But I kind of want to handle the wings like kind of want to handle the wings like you would handle a rabbit's ear or some kind of animal ear, doing like a slight glow through it. I think that looked neat. I'm also realizing we need to make that darker. Okay. Made good progress though. I mean, only been at it for about an hour and I'm almost done with most of the shadows. Time to work on the face, i.e. one of the tougher parts. You know what? Kind of sneaking suspicion I want to do a lighter shadow and a darker shadow. First of all, let's cover some of the major areas pretty quick. All right. Actually, that would all be in shadow. Alright, this is where the kind of two-tone shadows come into play. This is looking cool. I'm digging it. Alright. I don't know, there's something about rendering faces I've always really enjoyed. When it goes good. When it goes bad, there's nothing I hate more. You know what? I think just a bit of rendering right on his nose, I think would do me some good.
I'm running away from this pain. I'm trying to find a new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm running away. You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free.
Sorry being quiet here, just getting in a serious swing of it with rendering his head. Ooh. I like the song's message. No real words, just you're in a toxic relationship, get out of it. It's got words, which I don't appreciate, but I wonder if yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, as we discovered when I was working on the Roland one, I have a slightly different method for doing shadows for this kind of stuff. Just do that for now, and then I will do I'm going to just use a dark brown. Neutralize it a little bit. I'll put this on multiply. see if I can do this. A little too strong. Let's notch that back, shall we? By the way, if anyone's watching the video and making it this far, congratulations. You guys are doing great. Make sure to like and subscribe to my video and Twitch and whatever else you so deem necessary. It'd be cool. I'd like to do this for a bigger audience, you know, I'm trying to build myself back up as a artist, not just a guy behind the scenes, and you know, any likes, any comments, any things like that, send them my way. I want to see what's up. I'm waiting for the inevitability of my friends to pop in and say something or another that is smarmy, which I appreciate and will respond to. Look at those things. Just do inside of them. Alright, cool. We're making good progress. Alright, so I'm going to do a couple of little tricks I know that will make it look nice. Eyes are 3D shapes. They are round, and the iris is kind of the opposite. It is concave. So ultimately, you get something more like this. Well, that looks pretty good for now. It's funny how a couple of shadows can make a pretty big difference. Alright, let me check and see, because there's some things I think need to be adjusted. Yeah. Image adjustments, hue saturation, we're going to darken this up. I was going to saturate it a whole lot, so we still retain some of that color. Nice, that looks pretty good. There's probably a few other spots like that that I could adjust. Let me see. Hue saturation. Man, completely blanked there. That I really want to saturate it. There you go. That looks nice. Yeah, that's pretty good progress for today. I dig it. All right. Nice. You know what? I am going to take a quick break. Just gonna step away and see what's up with the heat because I'm sweating right now, and it's probably because I have a door open for the dogs and it is warm today. So I'll be right back to see if I can adjust that. Like, subscribe, post, all that stuff since I'm talking. At Instagram at Art of HF. I'm on Facebook as Art of HF as well. On YouTube, I'm Foley1234. And I'll load this video up sometime this afternoon and post this update to Instagram. I also am doing a bunch of traditional paintings that I'm going to be uploading there as well. I'm contemplating selling prints of them, which would be amazing to hear you guys' feedback on that idea. But yeah, just give me a second and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Should be a good test. Whew. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good so far. I may do a little rendering on the head. I've got some other stuff. If I'm being 100% honest, I got some other work I need to do today that I need to get to. I was supposed to get to it this morning, but they weren't ready for me. So I'll get that done now. Hooray. Yeah, I'm probably going to call it for now because I like kind of saving this thing in stages. Next Thursday, I will finish this. I will be in the rendering stage, which means highlights, shadows, textures, or highlights, textures, shadow edits, working on details for the face more so than I already have with shadows. But, you know, currently I'm going to just kind of save this sucker out. Yeah. Very cool. Well, thank you for anyone who tuned in. If I didn't have a couple of other things burning for my time. I would absolutely... Oh, wait. Yeah. If I didn't have a couple other things absolutely burning for my time today, I would absolutely keep this sucker rolling. But for the short term, I kind of need to make some moves here. So, like, subscribe, post to my stuff, leave comments if you guys want to. You know, I fully support it. I would love to see them. But beyond that, guys, stay safe, stay at home. I should have this commission finished up next week. Oh, if you guys have any ideas of other things you'd like to see, like what I'm probably going to start doing with the stream is working on probably just fun, cute things for myself because I think it's entertaining. But in between those, I'm also going to be probably start working on coloring LeCluck pieces, which I have a couple of interesting ideas on. But if you guys have any ideas of things you'd like to see me draw too, feel free to leave comments on the Art of HF page or send me messages, whatever it may be. I'd love to see them. I'd love to know what you guys would like to see. That'd be super cool. But anyways, I think short term I'm going to cut it, like I said. You guys have been great. This has been wonderful. I will post pictures of this on all the social media outlets, and until next time, I will talk to you guys later. See you Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. See you guys.